There you go, should have it back. Can you hear it all right?
Not yet. Oh, it's kicking back in. Taking a while. Hey, Pedro. Let's go.
You all good to start?
Yeah.
Hello. Okay, so here we go. Barcelona watch along, even.
Yeah.
I'm joined by Miss Sarah Hawkey.
Hello. And on my side, I'm joined by Midnight ISO.
Hello also. And we have the F1 Grand Prix to enjoy. That'll be Leclerc starting from the pits.
Yeah. It was very good qualifying for him yesterday.
No. Yeah, qualifying was literally all over the place yesterday.
Yeah, Lando up in P3, I think pretty good.
But can he stay there for the race? That is the question.
With that McLaren, we're not.
Yeah, I feel the same about Hulkenberg in 7th.
I mean, if he can stay there, then great.
Absolutely. And we're hoping for it. We're hoping for a Lando podium, hoping for a Hulkenberg points. Likelihood is Perez and Leclerc are going to come through at some point, and Max is going to go bye-bye and disappear off into the distance.
Yeah. I'm doing well, Pedro. Thanks for asking, and how are you?
And good to see you, Pedro. Thank you for doing qualifying yesterday. I'm actually excited about this one. Traditionally, Barcelona is a bit crap. But it's our second track circuit of the year. Yep. It is in Europe, and it's a new layout, and there's a lot of cars fast starting cars at the back. So it's lights out.
Away we go.
Oh, will Sainz get Max down to T1? No.
Is that who's that on the inside of Lando? Is that Hamilton?
It was.
Yeah, Hamilton.
Oh, Lando's lost a bit of front wing.
Oh no!
There could easily be a puncher for Hamilton too.
Come on, Brits, don't take each other out.
Stroll's trying to do Hamilton. He's done him. Ooh, that was a spicy start. And Max is gone already.
Yep.
Right, well, that damage, I think it was Lando's front end plate. Perez having a look. Oh, okay, Norris is coming in. He's going to have a new front wing.
Oh.
There he goes.
Well, that that was a chaotic start. Oh, I feel bad for
So
Lando.
P3 to P20.
Maybe he's trying to third to last to then last to first challenge.
So what Perez did at that his first win at Bahrain a few years back.
Maybe.
It's possible. To me, there's two strategies. Run around with... Oh, he's taking ages to get going. Couldn't find a gear there. To me, there's two strategies with... Yeah, there's two strategies. He could either have continued round hoping for a safety car or, you know, VSC later on and got the front wing changed under that, or hit now and get it out of the way. So, yeah, and as Pedro said, those brakes were smoking. Yeah. But the brakes themselves are made of carbon and other composite materials. When they get hot, they can catch fire.
When they get hot, they get hot. Oh, got my phone.
Smooth. Okay, I'm hoping the Ferrari, with all the upgrades that they've had, can stay with the Red Bull at least long enough to put the Red Bull onto a different non-optimum strategy so the others can keep with him, but we'll see how this goes. Max is on the harder tyre, on the medium, compared to everyone else on the soft, and he's still pulling away.
Yeah. Bad.
Yeah. And as Nick says, no.
Hello, Nick. Also noticed that Leclerc hasn't made faces up in P19.
Well, he started in the pit lane behind, I was going to say Latifi there, but the other one, Sargent.
So whose fault was that? Was that Hamilton or was that Norris going a bit too?
From that angle, it looks more like Hamilton.
Yeah.
But it is lap one. There's always going to be a bit of collision. So we're going to see it from Norris's point of view now. It's a shame that Sainz couldn't get ahead of Max just to make the race for the win a bit more interesting. So, okay. Okay, from that angle, it looks like Norris just drove into the back of Lewis.
Maybe Hamilton did the old brake check, you know, like, wait.
Conspiracy theory.
Caught you out.
Verstappen did that thing he always does and tries to drive someone off the track. Hate that about him. I really do.
Pedro says, I believe Charles might have had a crack on his chassis yesterday.
Would explain his pace problem. Yeah. I did hear that they checked the car over and couldn't find anything. But which driver was it? It was Kimi many years ago. He said there was something wrong with his car, and there's something wrong with it in the back left quadrant of the car. The mechanics tore it down, not a problem. Got it back to the factory a week later. They found a crack in the chassis. So the driver's buttocks can tell them a lot about the car that the mechanics can't see.
Yeah, just an incident.
Okay, there is Zhou into the top 8. Actually, that's bloody good going.
Russell gaining an advantage by leaving.
Well, he's up 5 positions, and so is Zhou.
Yeah, what did you think of the whole old Mercedes boys coming together in quality yesterday? If you've seen the clips,
I've seen it. A bit silly more than anything.
Yeah.
Hamilton could have probably backed out knowing that Russell's probably going for a lap. Russell probably could have just not turned in on him.
Yeah.
Bit silly, really.
Norris with the fastest lap. All the way down in 20th. Go on, Norris.
Yeah, clear air. And he's just going for it. I mean, when it comes to race pace, that McLaren, maybe not the best. One lap pace, it's doing pretty well now. It's had a few upgrades. What do you think?
Yeah. Agree with you there. Maybe quality, especially yesterday, we've seen it pick up pace, but race pace is just still not there.
We'll see if you can maintain it for another 50 laps. Yeah, Petra's got a very valid point there. What do you think? There goes Perez on Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg down to 10th.
Yeah.
Bottas is pitted already. That's strange.
Be another potential issue as well.
That's Norris one place back towards the podiums.
From Bottas so far this year, have we really?
No. The theory is he's hanging around trying to wait until Audi come in 2026. But by then he's in the sort of twilight of his career, so it's going to be. Yeah, Alonso's up a couple of positions as well in P6. Stroll is still running third, and we haven't actually mentioned that yet. He's finally showing a turn of pace. Actual letter there. So my thinking at the moment, as soon as there's a couple of gaps in the pack, Stroll or Sainz might pit for the hard tyre and try and undercut Max.
Potentially.
But they do need to be a bit closer to him.
And that pit stop from Bottas didn't help Norris at all.
He does now have a full front wing.
Yeah.
And now Norris has got Bottas right in front of him. I would rather imagine from Bottas he's had some front wing damage somewhere. Because he's curiously very close to Norris.
Space without the S. That's what they need.
Hamilton's still on the back of Stroll.
Noda's in the points as well, says Pedro. Yeah.
Well, technically he's in the point at the moment.
He's in the point.
Charles overtaking then Williams.
Wow. Highlight of 2023 so far.
For Charles it might be, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Well, he's on the hard tyre, unlike everyone in front of him. Okay, Hamilton's got Stroll. And, okay, Piastri. Got Hulk. Hulk's just going backwards, isn't he?
Yeah. All the time you have to leave the base.
Hulkenberg's race pace just seems to be off compared to K-Mag, doesn't it?
Hmm.
I can only help think that it's more Hulkenberg's using more of the tyres than, say, Kevin.
Yeah. Well, Kevin wasn't using any of the right tyres last weekend.
Well, maybe he knew something we didn't.
What, hards on when it was raining?
Okay, maybe his HUD didn't update and he was still driving in the dry.
Maybe.
We've seen that in GT7 before.
True. It's raining! It's raining!
Are you sure?
And then following around the corner? Yeah, dumb wasted life. I see what you did there, Pedro.
Perez just got so much more pace than the guys around him.
Red Bull gives you wings. Obviously a fast car. Maybe it's fueled on Red Bull, that's why.
Maybe it's what on Red Bull?
Fueled by Red Bull, like the drink. Yeah. So it's just going, no, buzzing around.
Russell, no. Leaving the track and gaining advantage, no investigation required. Okay, yeah, Verstappen's just leaving Sainz and Hamilton now.
On the mediums.
Well, okay, yeah, Max has actually set the fastest lap now. The soft tyres are just good for 1 or 2 laps. Traditionally around here. I think we're already in the official pit window for going over to the mediums and the hards. But there is potential rain expected for this race.
Oh.
But we didn't expect any from Monaco, and we still got some. Okay, there we go. Zhou's in the pits. De Vries is in the pits.
Yep.
I just realised the Alfa Romeo is my colour theme for my cars.
Yeah.
Wonder why I liked it more this year. Okay, Russell's on the back of Ocon. I think everyone's seen enough of the back of Ocon recently after Monaco and all that.
Yeah.
Definitely knows how to defend that Frenchman. Alonso's not on the back of Russell, which I find interesting.
No.
So that would be Gasly on Hulkenberg, or was that K-Mag?
Jesus.
K-Mag.
K-Mag, yeah. Hello, Mr. GT Addict. How are you?
Hello. Okay, Russell does have DRS. Hey, we got a Flappy as well. He says hello.
Flappy. Oh.
Okay, there we go. Russell into turn 1. There's a lot of talk about getting rid of DRS. Do you think that is too early to get rid of DRS?
Yeah.
It's still needed, isn't it?
100%. I think with some of the cars, they need it.
Yeah. Okay, there's loads of pit stops going on down the field now.
Yeah. The soft tyre just doesn't seem to last, like, very long.
They do seem to be qualifying tyres, and that's it now.
I was going to say, I swear we've seen more, like, this year, more races where they literally just go on the hard tyres, that's it.
It reminds me of the Bridgestone years with Vettel. Just go to the hard tyre and go to the end.
Yeah, like, at least last year or the years before, there was some mediums, some softs, like, soft, medium, medium, or medium, medium, soft, and then here it's just, you start on maybe mediums or softs.
What a move! Sorry.
That was a move and a half, yeah. Jesus.
That was a good bit of racing.
Yeah, it was. Fair play. That was good.
I think that was Hulk as well. It was Hulk.
Mm.
Well, you may say he's not got the greatest of race pace, but he's still... Well, he just set the fastest lap.
He's got the moves.
He's not got the greatest of race pace, and I just saw bing!
Yeah,
Fastest
bing,
lap.
fastest lap.
Hulk is doing this to me on purpose.
Yeah, he's debating you. He's like, wait.
Yeah, does seem to be. Oh, Mandy here as well. Evening.
Hello, Mandy.
And you're always needed, Mandy. It's lovely to see you. Right, I'm going to have a quick look to see what the incoming weather is going to be for the Grand Prix, because frankly I want to know if we're going to expect any.
Oh, look at Norris still down it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Norris needs a combination red flag and new tyres.
Mm. Which position confirms state?
I'd imagine something to do with the diff.
Oh, they're telling him to pick up the pace. But was that for Leclerc or was that for Sainz?
That was for Sainz.
Oh, so they're fearing that Hamilton is going to come and skip him.
Well, I've just loaded a page on weather for Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. It says it's 24 degrees, and it says, and I quote, rain starting in 3 minutes.
Oh.
We'll see. We will see. Yes, Pedro says Sainz being his own strategist.
Maybe they're seeing something we don't know them. Be funny if, like, our side, we could have predicted, like, it is actually going to start in 3 minutes, and then we just look like absolute bosses where we're like, yep, we predicted it.
We are the strategic gods.
Yeah, we saw it before any F1 team.
Yeah. We've got Google, and they've got multi-million-pound, Met services at their fingertips, and we've just got Google, and we're more accurate than them. Okay, four-way fight round turn 3 with the Alpine coming out the pits. That seems to have really screwed up the AlphaTauri there. Well, then again, they're kind of like changing positions at will, these three.
Yeah. We don't care about the front runners. We'll just watch this battle for the rest of the race.
Oh, I've just seen why the Ferrari strategist is telling Sainz to go.
Hamilton is there. I know.
Yeah, he's on his butt.
Yeah. What in the F1 2022? Like, this looks like like one of the camera views from the game, like the F1 2022 game. You can't see nothing.
Yeah.
But his helmet.
It looks good though.
It looks good. It looks very good. I like his helmet, and obviously it's Pride Month this month, so I'm glad that he's still running it.
Pride Month.
Yeah, June is Pride Month. But
I accidentally once went to Amsterdam during Pride Week with 3 other guys. True story.
But I don't know. Is the FIA still protesting for no like political statements and stuff, or are they kind of drop that?
Yeah, very valid point. That is technically a political thing. I think it's still in effect.
To be fair, I think he should run it. It looks good. It's got a good meaning behind it. And...
yeah. Okay, Stroll's early pit stop has put him right behind the Williams. So this is not actually looking particularly good for the Aston Martin crew.
No.
Oh, there goes Sainz. So he's going to try and undercut Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine Hamilton and Verstappen are going to go longer than the rest of them.
Obviously, Verstappen has the choice because he's on mediums. It'll be Hamilton that will have to pit before him.
Yeah, you can go longer than everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, these lot are still scrapping. Okay, so...
Also, I don't know if anyone saw, talking about helmets, you know Bottas? His helmet last week was like Pac-Man.
Was it?
On his helmet. But I only saw it till afterwards.
Because they do so many liveries, so... Hamilton saying his tyres are alright. Is he feeling alright?
Are you alright?
Yeah. This is what my bugbear with liveries and helmets. They do so many of them these days. It becomes non-special. Don't get me wrong. A little bit of changing it up here and there can be nice, but
yeah,
they do something every race. It ceases to be interesting after 24 different designs and 24 races, sort of deal.
Yeah, I do like the ones that have a meaning behind them, like what Seb used to do, his and Hamilton now.
It was always celebrating.
I think it's the drivers trying to, I don't know, portray themselves and what they believe in.
True.
Because on the car they can't really do much, but on their helmet it's their choice.
True.
On their head.
Yeah. And Charles has already got rid of the hard tyres.
Good choice. That means we'll have to pit again.
Yeah. Maybe the hard tyres aren't holding up as well as they thought. Maybe it's going to be a mediums race. A lot of maybes in that sentence.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know, Pedro. Maybe you did, and maybe then only I don't know.
So the top 7 still haven't pitted. Perez up to P5.
Yeah, Piastri into P6. Good old pastry.
Or pastry?
That's made me hungry now.
I do fancy a Greg sausage roll now.
Yeah.
For those that aren't in England, exquisite bakery stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There are other bakery products and suppliers available.
Greg, sponsor us.
I'll eat one live on air.
And here we have a Greg sausage roll.
Yeah, nom. I'm surprised the combination Hamilton, Russell, Alonso, and Gasly on the soft tyres are still circulating after we've seen some hard tyres already pit.
Maybe it is very car dependent at the moment.
I'm wondering if it's something as simple as if you're running behind someone, your tyres are shredding. If you're in a bit of clear air, it's fine.
Yeah, could be that. Obviously, the dirty air
is
going to have an effect.
With this section that Sainz is going around now, with that fast chicane gone. Oh, here we go. Sainz on the Alpine. Yep, that's there. There's so many fast left-handers now.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine being tucked under someone's rear wing is actually shredding those tyres.
Yeah. Hang on. Did I say that Hamilton is on... He's not even on new softs.
Oh?
He's on. I think he's on a scrub set, probably from yesterday.
He's doing damn well then.
He said it was only two. I think it was 21 lap old ones. Only two laps, but still.
Sounds like well, there was a red flag in one of the sessions, I think, or some yellow flags. I can't remember which.
Yeah.
He might have just done 2 laps and swapped to another set, which means they're basically new.
Pedro has a question here for us. What are your thoughts on the penalties given to Gasly?
You can answer that one if you like.
I mean, the FIA, I'm assuming they're just trying to be consistent with their penalty giving out. I mean, from the video that I saw from Alonso's point of view, it did look quite bad.
Speaking of, here he is.
And even Alonso was calling for it because he was like, whoa. But just look in your mirrors. If you see a faster car, move over. If you can. Or when you can.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just application of the rules. 2 separate incidents, 2 penalties. Not fun, but consistent.
Then that meme pops into my head again. Weird, it happened twice, right?
Okay, Leclerc up to P15.
Oh!
GT Addict says he would have just given them fines. Interesting. I mean, that would impact their budget.
Maybe.
If it comes out of the budget.
Also, GT Addict says, chicane or no chicane? I prefer no chicane. Also, if Gasly blocked someone, why didn't he go through to the next session? I would have just given fines, yeah.
Oh, as a compound thing. So, okay, like a penalty and fines. Harsh, but would stop people doing it. I still can't believe that the top 4 are still going.
Yeah.
There's a lot of passes going on to the point we're not even paying attention to some of them.
Going back to the chicane, no chicane, what's your opinions? Preferring it this way, the older layout, or you prefer with the chicane?
Prefer this way, but I don't mind the chicane too much. We've raced it so many times,
yeah.
I'm kind of used to it. But given the choice, I would go with the current chicane. Oh, slow stop. What about yourself?
Is that's SD Bestie, in it? That one. Slow stop.
Well, Leclerc ran the outside. He was lucky to get that, actually, with that slow stop.
Like you, I think I prefer it this way, to be honest.
Yeah, it's more flowing.
Yeah, and hopefully leads to less bumping.
Well, we can hope.
Also, I've just noticed that Hulkenberg still got the fastest lap.
Nope, it's Gasly.
Oh, Gasly. As I said that, Gasly. Could have waited until I finished saying it.
Yeah, I looked down and it just said Gasly. That must have changed as you said it.
Sorry, Hulkenberg. I didn't mean to jinx you there.
The tyre weight is considerably higher, but the chicane made it really awkward, at least for F1 racing. For F1, yeah, get rid of the chicane. For GT racing, I'm less bothered by the chicane. I think it depends on what group you're racing at the time. Okay, when are the top 4 going to pit?
I don't know. I mean,
the more I look at it, I think Max might be on a one-stopper.
Yeah, mediums to hards probably.
To be fair, the top 4 could be on a one-stop.
With the softs though, I don't know if they'll make it. Depends how early they want to go into those hard tyres, and then why has Leclerc started on the hard tyres and gone to softs? Doesn't make sense.
It's an interesting strategy either
Norris
way.
is pitted again, so obviously.
So those hard tyres lasted 23 laps.
And he's gone from 20th to 20th.
Yeah. Again, Max and Hamilton and all that have done 24 laps on the medium and soft.
Hmm.
Do you know, I'd love to see a overtake counter on this race because it's actually very high.
Hmm.
With all these different strategies playing out, all teams and drivers on completely different tyres, with the exception of the wets. Give Ferrari a couple of laps. Yeah, there's so much action going on, actually. Incredible amounts. It's just a shame it's all for 10th, 12th, 13th, 14th.
Yeah. Pedro, I think you might be right there, because it doesn't make sense for him to go to the hards to the softs at the moment. Like, they should have waited until a little bit later into the race, I reckon.
Ideally, yeah. Brundle was just saying he thinks that the Ferrari might still be not handling very well. It could be. It could be there's a problem with it still after qualifying. Or it could be the fact he's in traffic is ruining his tyres. It could be any of the above.
Yeah, Gasly.
I've started seeing the TikTok memes from those now. The Ricciardo and Gasly ones.
Only now?
Yeah, I've only just started seeing them.
Only now? They've been around for ages.
Yeah. I saw the first one like 3 or 4 days ago, and then I saw about 5 in a row. So I don't write the algorithm.
I'm assuming you've seen the Nico Hülkenberg one.
Oh, that one I'd seen a lot more, but yeah. Right, so Hamilton's pitted, he's been in. On to medium tyres has come out right behind Sainz. So with Hamilton going an extra, 6, 7 laps, he's only dropped 3 seconds compared to Sainz.
Mm-hmm.
So I would imagine Hamilton's looking good for a P2 or P3.
Yeah, right.
Depending on what Perez does.
No, GT Addict, he doesn't. Because when he says, I'm going to bed, an hour to 2 hours later, he'll be sending us TikToks. So he's always on TikTok.
And for one, I'm not the only one who does that, Sarah, Pedro.
I didn't say that I didn't. But still.
Ooh, I wondered if there might be a bit of front wing damage from the AlphaTauri there. Okay, there goes for Russell.
When did Hamilton
Yeah,
pit as
you
well?
were right there, Sarah.
Hey, when did Hamilton pit?
About a lap ago, right before Russell.
Oh.
Okay, so only the Red Bulls haven't pitted. Shocker. And knowing the luck of Red Bull, now there'll be a safety car.
Probably. Wait, did Press start on the mediums?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here comes Max. And insert joke about Crofty going, he's taking it to the max.
Do. Have you heard the new song Fernando Alonso by the Pit Stop Boys? Kind of catchy. It's not as catchy as the Max one.
Well, they can try. Okay, Stroll was running, obviously, ahead of, well, Hamilton and all that earlier on, but somewhere in the traffic he's lost nearly 8 seconds. So staying out, running on old tyres is clearly better than fighting in traffic around here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Matt's gone to hard tyres, so 39 laps to the end.
Maybe doable.
No.
He's in
That's
clean
got to be
air.
a 2-stop.
He's in clean air.
He is. If anyone can do it, he can.
What happened there then? What did they do wrong?
Well, it looks like the Haas Jack drivers screwed each other over there.
Yeah, it looked a bit weird. I have to see that one again.
Yeah, one of them put the jack so close, the main one couldn't put the jack in. That looked a bit stupid. Oh, who set the fastest lap? K-Mag! There we go.
Oh.
So, essentially, whoever's just pitted most recently gets fastest lap. Rain!
It's raining!
Oh, and there comes Perez. Oh, that could be horrible timing for Perez.
Oh, this race just got spicy.
And fastest lap for Russell. If the rain is starting now, that might be the fastest lap for the rest of the Grand Prix.
Maybe.
Okay, watch your car spinning off.
Wee. We're drifting.
Okay, Hamilton on signs. He didn't even defend that properly.
No.
That's quite poor from Sainz. It just doesn't seem to like fight. It's a bit like Bottas. He doesn't like fighting.
Is that? Oh, there's a car going past.
Yeah, just come on through.
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep you behind me anyway. I'm not going to try. Russell Purple second to 1 as well.
Obviously, the rain's not that bad then, is it?
He's holding measuring the rain with his hand.
Yes.
Okay. It's an obvious thing to do, really, isn't it? Is it raining? My hand's getting wet.
I mean, Google wasn't that wrong. I know it wasn't 3 minutes, but more like, I don't know, 15 minutes. So, we predicted it first, that's all I'm saying.
Although, now it says it's rain starting in 49 minutes on my thing, so,
we'll take the first prediction.
Yeah, Google's not always right.
Wow, I really needed that graphic there that was telling me that Max Verstappen was in the race lead, because I didn't know that already.
Well, he's about a pit stop ahead of everyone up to about 6th or 7th now. And I would imagine he's going to set the fastest lap on this lap. Unless he's bringing his tyres up to temperature slowly.
I think Russell was doing the me. It's raining. Oh, it's not that bad.
Dumb ways to die.
Yeah, you just see him just come in the last corner and just drifted.
Do you know what? It's sad to see that the Haas team have just gone all the way to the back.
Yeah.
After quite a good qualifying. They just haven't got any race pace.
Nope.
I have to say, Hamilton is doing an exceptional job to stay within half a second a lap of Max. In a what I presume is a much more developed Red Bull car compared to the Mercedes.
Yeah. I believe the Mercedes have a slightly different side this weekend.
They do. They do. I think they introduced it last weekend. However, it's still going to be...
It was Monaco, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. This is the first weekend of high downforce. They're going to be actually gathering data.
Well, if it stays at how it is now, I believe Mercedes will potentially overtake Aston Martin for second place in the Constructors' Championship.
Does that put Ferrari fourth still? Jeez.
I believe so. Don't quote me.
How are we almost halfway into the race? Well, 45 minutes, nearly halfway. That still puts it about an hour and a half. But we are going to be losing 5-6 seconds a lap off not having that chicane. So multiply that across, 66 laps. It's a couple 3 or 4 minutes. Shorter of a race than last year.
I'll let you do the maths on that one because it just goes straight over my head.
Having the chicane there not having the chicane there means the race is going to be faster.
I gathered that. I was just like, yeah.
Literally it. Okay, so Perez has got Alonso, despite Alonso being on the soft tyre and Perez being on the hard.
Wait, did Stroll pit from... What tyres did Stroll start on? Mediums? Or hards or soft?
Soft, I think.
So he's gone soft. Or has he not stopped?
No, he has stopped. I think he's gone soft.
Yeah. That's gonna be a meme and a half.
What the hell?
Oh, I can't wait for that to be memed. Oh god.
Russell's clearly a bit hot and his visor's getting a bit misty and he's mistaking it for rain.
That's worse than me.
What the actual hell?
Oh.
Hulkenberg just got Albon somewhere. That's a new one, isn't it?
That is a new one.
Do you know what? I am surprised that Perez is, after pitting, he's fallen back to 8th. I thought he was going to be much closer to the Mercedes boys. Guess not.
Maybe it's that thing once you're in the pack.
Yeah, no. Okay. There goes Hulk on the Duracell Williams.
Yeah. That's funny. I'm gonna use that excuse next on GT7.
Add it to the list of excuses.
Yeah.
I guess rain's not coming then.
Well, if George keeps sweating, then it might.
You have to have a lot of sweat. Okay, now we're entering the sort of halfway point of the race where things have calmed down a little bit. Things are sorting themselves out with the pace of the cars now. Perez Senior's here.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what? I reckon we're going to see Russell pass Sainz.
And there goes Perez a knock on. That Red Bull just looks glued to the ground, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Stroll was on old soft tyres, so to be fair, Stroll's done 22 laps on the soft, so he's done pretty damn well to get them that far.
Yeah.
He's within the range now of going to the hard tyres and going to the end, I'd say. That's going to put him right back in the pack again. Somewhere, Tsunoda has got Alonso.
Oh, yeah.
So
I wonder if that happened in the pit stop.
Possibly. I'm pleasantly surprised at the pace of Tsunoda this year. He's seemingly growing up a bit. Here we go.
Oh.
Russell on sign. Hang on. Did we just see two different passes from... I swear we were on board with an Aston Martin and we saw a Mercedes go through.
I don't know. That was a bit confusing. Go back into the pits.
I think we just saw Alonso passing Zhou as Russell passed Sainz.
That messed with my head.
That was weird.
And Tsunoda went in the pits as well.
Excuse me. He's asking what has happened to Alonso, and he thinks that Aston were expecting rain to come. Okay. Piastri still running in the points. Norris still last. It's a shame to see Norris is not doing anything. It does seem to be when he ends up at the back of the pack, he just switches off.
What? Not to be like thingy here, but with that McLaren, would you possibly retire it from the race? I mean, you could save the engine. You're not going to make up any places. And been a bit of a shit race for him, basically.
From a financial and a mechanical wear point of view, yes. If there's no chance of points, I wouldn't have bothered.
But then could say it's throwing the dummy out of the pram, but
somewhat, yes.
Yeah, either way, I think.
Given the rule set, I would be tempted to go save the cash, save the time, save the engine wear, park it. But this is not what we want to be seeing.
No, definitely not what we want to be seeing, but we've seen worse before.
Yeah. The only way they could do to get rid of that kind of thing is extend the points down to, say, 15th or something.
Yeah.
That way there's always something to race for. Would anyone else be up for that? Like, say, 30 points for a win, and then 25 for second, and then down the order, all the way 15th for 1 point? That sort of thing?
I mean, BTCC do that. They have like 26 or 27 runners, and they score from 1 to 15. So, I don't know, maybe it works on that because they've got slightly more, like, on the grid. But...
Ooh, the two alphas coming out together. Sorry.
Or, technically, couldn't they just do, like, flipping it on its head, right? 20 points for first place, and then 1 point... What did I can't even think. 1 point for 20th place. Then everyone's always getting points, and it makes the Drivers' Championship, like, always different.
I would say at that point, though, there's literally no The reason why there is 7 points gap between 21st for 25 first, 18 for second is so that there is a big gap and makes it worth someone trying to go for the win. Rather than just, I've got 18 points for third, I'll just sit here. I know what you're saying. Realistically, yes, it would introduce a new dynamic, and it would mean, for instance, the championship would never be settled until, I don't know, like 5 races to the end.
Yeah.
Depending on reliability, of course. But at a certain point, even if you don't finish, don't start, you're still getting points. It's kind of... I do think there needs to be a cut-off. At least the bottom 5 shouldn't get points. But there's ways you could do it, I think. Unless you were to have a bigger grid, like Pedro's just said.
Yeah.
24 cars. Points 18th or 20th. Could be interesting. I think IndyCar do something like that. Or used to. Then again, they also get a point for pole position, I think.
Yeah, like I was saying, like BTCC, they have 26 or 27 runners, score up to 15. So
yeah, okay.
There's a little bit more of, at least if I get to 15th place, I get a point, sort of thing.
Yeah, I would add the proviso is you need to finish, but
oh yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, so I do think that the point system does need adjusting. I mean, in the 90s, you know how many cars scored points? Top 6.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember it not, like, I've heard it not being a lot.
Yeah, it was 10 for first, 8, 6. Yeah, you get the idea. So, yeah, literally the top 6 only. And then it was the top 8 in the late 2000s, and then it was top 10 from whatever year it was. IndyCar's grid has 33 drivers. That's a weird number. Oh, I think they've said Max has gone off somewhere.
And then they show up on.
Yeah, well, why would they show Max doing anything anything bad? Okay, here comes the Alpine driver on the AlphaTauri. DRS pass, easy. Piastri and Gasly both in together.
Yeah.
I thought that livery for McLaren was a one-off for Monaco.
They decided to run it twice. And their caption was, it was so nice we had to do it twice.
Right.
And they're running the same helmets, the same suits as they did last week as well.
Fine.
Maybe because they were like, oh, it's only a week. We'll just leave it on. No point, like...
I get that. Logically, it makes sense.
Yeah. What does?
Well, no rain, only sweat in this race.
Yep. Athlete sweat.
Athletes, what?
Did you? Oh, come on! You saying you don't know that Danny Rick meme?
Nope.
Kiki.
Nope.
Oh, help me here, Pedro! Help me.
It was more the athlete's foot thing that caught me out there.
Athlete sweat. We're athlete sweat. Yeah. Kiki.
Looks at athlete's foot. It's like. Okay.
They were interviewing Danny Rick. I think back in his Renault days, he did an interview with, I think it's that, not sure of his name, but it's the one from the Netherlands.
Sure.
You know the one that, you know when they were at Zandvoort and he was talking to Lando. And
does ring a bell.
It's that guy, and he was asking Danny something. And he was like, yeah.
The fruits.
Real athlete sweat. I'll send it to you later.
Thanks. De Vries has just got Norris down to turn 1. Sainz is coming in for another stop. That's got to be for the hard tyres to the end.
Wait. Leclerc has gone back onto the softs, or is that the same softs that he's been on?
That's silly softs from his first stop.
So he's going to have to pit again.
Yeah. Well, he was on hard, but yeah, hard's too soft.
Yeah, Zigo. That's the name. I couldn't think of his name.
Well, Ferrari with a double stack, but not one like Monaco last week.
I'll be surprised if Danny Rick doesn't use that meme in while talking to Russell. Maybe send him a message saying.
Apparently Charles did 24. I got it. How did I do that? 24 laps on the softs. It's about the same as what Hamilton did earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So where does that put Leclerc?
I'll do everything he just did again.
I just don't see how some drivers go from 18th, 19th, if not, at the back, come through to finish on the podium, and you get a Ferrari start at the back, and they just end up where they started.
Mm-hmm. Because of Ferrari.
Yeah. Max is complaining about his tyres, which at this track I think is fair.
Yeah.
Anyone complaining about the tyres after, 20-odd laps, 16 in this case, going around turn 3 and the final corner and all that, I think they're entitled to sweat.
What, Kiki?
It's a shame Russell isn't a bit closer to Hamilton. And I know this isn't likely to happen, but if Verstappen would have been likely to pit and come out behind Russell, I would imagine they would leave Hamilton out.
Probably.
And then Russell could fight with Verstappen to try and let Hamilton get away, but not likely. But I mean, Russell's too far behind. But
Russell would just do it for himself. I reckon.
You'd hope that they'd help each other out.
I haven't so far. Really?
Not really, no. Not this weekend even.
Hulkenberg is back in the pits.
No rain between now and the checkered flag. Shocker. I think we were lucky to get some at Monaco, to be fair.
And Russell got his own.
Do you know, I am still absolutely pleasantly surprised that Hamilton is anywhere near Max, but I've got a nasty feeling Max is just cruising.
Probably. Just like, I'm gonna win.
I don't need to push this. Well, let's face it, his main championship threat is Perez, and he's 3 places behind him.
Yeah.
The only sort of 2 ways it's going to change at this point is if there's a mechanical failure on a Red Bull, or that suddenly rain just appears.
Yeah.
Okay, there goes Alonso for his second stop. So that's him to the end. onto the hard tyre. That graphic they put on, hard tyre... Oh, I'm going to talk myself out of the point I was about to make. It said age of tyre, 0 laps. I mean, it might have been a scrub set of tyres, so... I talked myself out of going nuts at that one.
Oh, Russell's boxing. For softs. For softs.
Who?
Russell for softs.
Really?
With 20 laps to go.
Well, Hamilton did 24 earlier on. The weights come off. K-Mag fastest lap. All right. Okay, I'm game for that. We actually have seen lots of the use of the soft, hard, and medium today. What's the bet if Verstappen goes to about like a lap 60 and then goes to the softs?
Probably. Oh. Camera turned off. Double me. Hehe.
So I'm back.
You're back.
I've been fighting trying to not have to blow my nose, but it's not something you need to see on camera. Bring back midnight. Well, you've got a few hours to wait for that yet.
Bring it.
I didn't go far.
No, you just had double me on my screen.
Oh.
Because where your camera is, mine just moved itself up, and I was like, oh, me twice. Yeah.
Surprise.
But it's inverted, so everything's the other way around in the other one.
Oh. Right, this week we need to look into that other software to see what we can use. I've got a week off, so I intend to... Hello. Lost the feed there for a second. There we go.
We can do some investigations.
Investigations, I agree. Crofty just raised a really good point. No yellow flags. No nothing this race.
Don't jinx it.
Well, the drivers have been impeccable. You've got to give them that. Norris is up to 50. How did he do that?
What? Where?
Norris is up to 15th.
It stops, I believe.
Yeah.
Him out a few.
Yeah. If he finishes on the back of Piastri, then that is going to be damning for Piastri. Saying that Leclerc's still 13th. Oof. Okay, Alonso up to P9. Chasing down little Yuki. The pocket rocket in F122.
True, yeah.
I'm genuinely looking forward to our GP around here.
Should be good.
It's a track I actually know.
On the 22 one, won't it be with the chicane?
Yes. I know, I'd thought of that one earlier. I was like, ugh. I think we're all looking forward to switching over to 23.
Comes out soon, right?
I believe so. It's going to be expensive, but it might be good just to bin off 22 very quickly. I mean, we had discussed...
It looks worth it, but what I said to Pedro the other day is that I hope it's like it lives up to its hype. Because if it doesn't, it could be like the downfall of that game.
runs a risk of turning into FIFA.
100%.
Yeah. Nick and Petro go Yeetie Sonoda. Yeetie Sonoda. Okay. Hamilton going to go to the end on these medium tyres? If so, that just shows that the Red Bull and the Mercedes are just miles ahead of everyone else with tyre wear.
Thanks.
Can I have one?
He gave me a selection of everything.
Nice.
Thanks. I got one sort of crisp. Got another sort of crisp. Got a cookie. I got another biscuit. Oh, it broke. Another biscuit.
Yeah. Hawkey room service.
A bit of a chocolate bar that's broken. And a fizzy sweet, which is a dummy. Bit of everything. But I'll take it.
There goes Hamilton. He has actually pitted. Okay, Perez looks like he's coming in for the softs too. Ooh, we're going to see some real pace now. Okay, from everyone but Max.
Nope, I didn't get in.
Petro says Aston's tyre wear is probably better than the Mercedes. Do you know? I'm going to disagree on this one, mate, because we've seen Stroll and Ocon pitting before the Mercedes each time. It could be strategy dependent, of course. Okay, Verstappen wants off those hard tyres. Oi, 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 oi.
Wait.
Don't get me wrong, that was legal, but only just.
Oh, she's some real speed. I won't say the word that comes after that.
Oh, there you go. Lando has pitted again.
Oh.
Okay, so how close does Ocon push Alonso to the... I mean, that is literally to the letter of the law legal. If very aggressive and entertaining. Oh, I didn't like it, but at least it was entertaining. Okay, so Perez has ended up behind Sainz, and he's only 11 seconds behind Russell. Okay, here comes Max to the pit stop. Are we going to see Perez catch up to Russell? He's going to get Sainz quite easily, but... It is very much looking like Ferrari is the fourth fastest team now, isn't it?
Yeah. Which is a shame compared to last year.
Yeah. I mean, it's a massive disappointment for Ferrari compared to last year when they're actually challenging for the title in the first half of the season. Do you like this reprofiled left-hander? I miss the hard braking into the left-hander. I liked that. Okay, so signs yet again let someone through. The more I see his signs, the more I think he's more like Bottas than anyone else. He's more like Bottas than Bottas.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like he doesn't know how to defend. Or just doesn't bother.
It's a new Bottas.
So, Bedra asked a good question. Now that you've mentioned it, how would you rank the teams in terms of their performance?
Are we going from best to worst or worst to best?
And are you talking sheer speed, or are you talking how they perform throughout the weekend? Because it's a very different question.
Mm.
But it's actually kind of hard to rank the teams in the lower half because they're so jumbled up in that bottom 10.
I would personally say Williams is still at the bottom.
They're dicing with Haas, but Haas have a lot better one-lap speed.
Like, nearly together.
Yeah.
Then I reckon...
It's got to be Alfa Romeo, surely.
I was going to say Alfa Romeo. Then...
McLaren?
I don't know.
McLaren or Alpine?
I was going to say AlphaTauri.
AlphaTauri, sorry, yes, AlphaTauri.
And then I was either going to say... I say McLaren.
Yeah.
Then Alpine.
They've had a big upturn since Monaco, haven't they?
Mm-hmm. How many have we got left? What?
Well, Ferrari, Aston, Mercedes, and Red Bull.
So I'd go Ferrari, then Aston, Mercedes, then Red Bull.
I couldn't disagree with you at all.
It's because, I don't know, maybe... no, I think I'd... would you say AlphaTauri is slightly better than McLaren, or... I think McLaren have just got them. Like, just.
On one lap pace, I'd say McLaren have got them. Race pace, it looks like AlphaTauri are stronger. I would say it depends on the scenario and track. I mean, it's like looking at Haas. I mean, they're qualifying in the top 10, but 15th, 17th today. It is quite close between Aston Martin and Mercedes. I wouldn't say necessarily at this track. It looks like Mercedes are much more dialed in.
Yeah.
But other tracks so far, looks like Aston have been better.
The only reason as well, because I put Aston Martin below Mercedes, is because at least Mercedes have got two consistent drivers.
Yes. Rather than one Alonso and a Stroll.
Mm-hmm. Not being mean to Stroll, but sometimes he has a really good weekend. Like he's not having a bad showing now, but then obviously like last week, he didn't do very well.
I'll be mean to him. I'm not sure anymore that his consistency means he should be an F1 driver.
Daddy's cash.
He's just too erratic. I mean, you can't have one race podium, next 4 races retirement. Not anymore. This is a formula of consistency. I mean, admittedly today he is showing that he is skillful enough to be there. Skill, yes. Consistency, no. Oh, brake dust from the AlphaTauri there.
Oh.
I'd like to see that from Tsunoda's point of view.
Yeah.
And Nick, we're talking about Stroll. Okay, so here's from the...
To be fair, I think Alonso's going to overtake Stroll.
Oh.
Oh.
How do you view that, Sarah? Did Tsunoda push Zhou off? No contact.
Didn't touch him, yeah.
Looked like from Zhou's point of view, there was contact.
That's a bit weird, that one. A bit hard to call. I mean, from that point of view, it didn't look like they touched, but he tried to avoid them touching. But I don't know. Seems like a difficult one to judge, that one. We just see it a few more times. Yeah, I'd probably agree with Pedro there. He stuck to his line, but Zhou was caught. Maybe a bit too overcautious.
You've got to read what Nick said.
Well, Astral Martin F1.
Perfect. Okay, so do you want to do a top 10 rundown? When you finish eating your cookie?
Yep. So, we have, by no surprise, Max. Then Hamilton, then Russell, then Perez, Sainz, Stroll, Alonso, which I reckon is going to overtake Stroll, Ocon, Tsunoda, Zhou, rounds out the top 10. If you want to do the 11th to 20th.
Sure. Gasly, Leclerc, Piastri, Hulk, Albon, K-Mag, Norris, Sargent, Bottas. Moving on. I'm actually quite disappointed with some of the people in the top 10. Just the ones I'm going to pick out. Leclerc, the Haas team in general, Sargent, and Bottas.
I mean,
maybe De Vries as well, because he's still just existing really there at the moment, isn't he? I did actually forget De Vries.
Yeah, I think with Norris it was kind of, wasn't really his, well, it might have been his fault, but it might not have been his fault. He's just not had the best starts. It's a shame to see him so like low down.
Yeah.
Other than that, like you say, Leclerc just seems like Ferrari, when it's in a pack, just doesn't do very well.
Yeah.
Also, I'm surprised Piastri has dropped down a little bit. He was round where Zhou was. Like you say, the Haas pace, quite low down. It would have been nice to see them a bit higher up. Black and white flag for Verstappen.
Yeah, track limits. I'm just keeping an eye, because I think Perez is going to be a very big danger to Russell. It's only 5 seconds off, and when he came out of the pits, he was 11. Turn 1 incident involving Tsunoda and Zhou noted, forcing another driver off the track. I think that's a little bit... No. I mean,
harsh if it comes with that.
It's not Max pushing someone off. It's... No, I don't... No.
What's Alonso saying?
I didn't think that Alonso would ask to pass Stroll.
Race. Get past him properly, Alonso. Don't ask. Get around him.
For the championship, in terms of outright positioning, Stroll should let Alonso go. But that said...
Why is Perez leading the driver of the day?
Well, where did he start?
Where did he start?
I don't know. I was hoping you knew.
It was outside the top 10, I think.
Yeah, it was something like 15th or 16th. I'm just bringing that up now. All right, let's have a look. Okay, Perez started. Oh, 11th. Oh, not as good as I thought it was.
Yeah, and it's not surprising for him to climb up in a Red Bull. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, Nick, that's a reference, mate. That's from 2002. Where's Jean Todt when you need him? Let Lando pass for the championship. In place of Lando, it was Michael and Barrichello at Austria. Oh. Oh, he nearly lost another front wing there.
Whoa. Whoa.
It was one of the hardest people you can try and pass. Is K-Mag.
Yeah.
Okay, there goes Max for the fastest lap. Shocker.
That graphic. Like Leclerc chasing Gasly for 11th.
Nick, are you showing your age?
Oh, Tsunoda penalty. Tsunoda penalty for that. 5
That's
seconds
harsh.
for that.
That's harsh.
That's the harshest penalty I think I've seen for a while. That was harsh. Especially because we don't think there was contact from one point of view. The cameras. That was harsh.
If they maintain that consistently, fine. But Max can now no longer push people off the track then. Because that wasn't even contact. So 5 seconds for... Whoa, that ruins Yuki's race. That will put him about 11th or 12th.
Yeah. That seems hella harsh. Max saying there?
They're saying don't go over the white lines anymore. Stop getting track limit problems. Now that he's got the fastest lap. Okay, and Perez is not catching Russell anymore. Yeah, and as Pedro says, I was just thinking the same thing. I believe within half an hour of the end of the race, they have an opportunity to appeal the penalty.
I'd appeal it if I was them.
Yeah, I mean, that is literal points on the line there. If it was for 12th, I wouldn't bother, but that's literally 2 points, which is very valuable to an AlphaTauri. And at the moment, let's have a look at the championship standings. Tsunoda is only on 2 points. That would double his point total and put him up to 14th. And for the constructors, that would put them only 2 points behind Alfa Romeo. I'm saying that Zhou's going to get a point, so you put them 3 points rather than 4. Or 5, as it was going to be, potentially. Well, you can guarantee that the Alpine will appeal the appeal. They stand to win from this.
There's Lando in Max's mirrors. Not where he wanted to be.
Yep.
I reckon Max And Lando wouldn't have minded being in Max's mirrors if he was still on the second row.
Yep. But sadly, he did run into the back of Hamilton lap 1, turn 2.
Mm-hmm. Could you say that would have... no, not really.
That would have what?
I was going to say, but because at the beginning we were a bit like, was it Hamilton's fault? Was it Lando's fault? Not sure. If it's a bit of both, and obviously Lando didn't take that avoiding action that maybe Zhou took just them, then why didn't that one get reviewed? And then the one that Zhou and Tsunoda happened, the thing that happened, then that got reviewed and got a penalty.
They do tend to let a lot of lap 1 incidents go because it's chaotic. But maybe going forwards they need to actually look at them.
But to be fair, in these F1 races, it all happens on lap 1.
It does. So Leclerc wants to get ahead of Gasly because with the 5-second penalty for Tsunoda, it will be for a points-paying position, potentially. And Perez is still... okay, he is actually closing in on Russell, but still at 2.5 seconds on the last lap.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about that for Russell. So any second now, we're going to be seeing Max come through to take the win. And it's been quite easy for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Done anything wrong? Doing what he's doing.
Oh god, max points to Max Verstappen. Do you know, pleasantly surprised with the pace of the Mercedes here.
Yeah, they did well. Happy for them. Seem to be, I guess, going, well, not copying, but going down the route of that they need side pods.
Yeah. Okay, so Aston Martin did not allow Stroll to, Alonso to pass Stroll. Not a big surprise.
For an outright pace, I can't speak. Outright pace, I would have expected him to just drive past.
Yeah.
Taquito.
Oh, wherever she is, she's always lovely. See what I did there?
Oh. Oh. Put my drink down and there. Nearly knocked over everything. Yes.
Thank you.
Hmm. Oh yeah. I just read what Pedro said.
What's that?
That Alonso, it ends his 100% podium streak finish. No, 100% podium finish streak season.
He does indeed.
The official driver of the day was Hamilton.
Okay. It is really nice to see that the Mercedes are so much closer to the Red Bull. I mean, at the start of the season, they were like a minute off.
Yeah, and I think that's what anyone wants, is to see more cars at the front fighting.
Yeah. Regardless of what team that they are racing for.
Exactly, 100%. What we were promised, well, not that we were promised, what we were sold is that these new regulations would promote closer racing like straight away, and it just hasn't really.
No, I do agree with you. I mean, last year they were a lot better, but where the cars have been developed from the original spec, it's a lot different to the intention of what they were. They are harder to follow, the other cars again, but at least this race has shown overtaking is possible, if mostly with DRS.
Yeah.
So that penalty for Tsunoda, how do we all feel?
Very harsh.
Harsh or justified?
Very harsh.
Yeah. How do we all feel otherwise? Should we hand Max the title now, ask him to take the rest of the year off?
Probably.
You have to forgive me. I can't remember the name of the guy, but there was a World's Strongest Man Championship in the 60s and 70s. There was one guy who won it 3 times in a row, and they asked him to stop competing. He actually did retire for quite a few years, just so someone else could win it. Maybe they need to do it to Max. Just too damn good. Oh, and we got hosted by Lewis's favourite teammate.
It's Brittany.
Lewis finished second. Is his career over?
But saying that, obviously, with the Max domination, they could have said that when Lewis was dominating as well. As that, I'll just take a day off.
But at least Bottas would come out every so often and go, "I've beaten you." Every so often.
Yeah.
And at least Vettel was getting in the mix of picking up wins as well. Now it is just Max and occasionally Perez winning when Max is at the back starting. And we haven't had a non-Red Bull winner yet this year, have we?
I don't think. Correct us if we're wrong, Pedro.
It's actually nice to see Lewis getting cheered, because when he was winning all the time, he was getting booed all the places. Again, so was Vettel when he was winning everything.
I had to leave for about. We were just saying that we think there's not been a non-Red Bull winner so far this year. That's what we were discussing, and we said, correct us if we're wrong. Yeah, as Nick says, no, Max and Checo shared the wins.
Yeah, that's about silly, mate. Ducking autocorrect.
Stupid auto carrot.
Banana. Didn't you say something funny with bananas once? Or was that Katie?
I don't know.
Somebody did in my chat, and it was like, oh, I didn't mean banana. It just reminded me of that. It's kind of a shame to see that Mercedes have ditched the no side pod, but they needed to.
Obviously, the no side pod was doing no good.
Yeah. It was one of those things, it looked fantastic, innovative, and potentially amazing, but it just wasn't.
Maybe they hold it until 2026, and then it might.
Yeah. Well, you will often find ideas like this come around, so you might see it revisited in a couple of years. Like so. It is worth saying that this Red Bull, although picking up every win, can you see the guy stealing the signs there?
Is that's mine? I'm taking that.
Oh dear. But it is worth saying that it is not the most dominant Red Bull ever. If you go back decades and years, some cars finished nearly a lap ahead of everyone.
I'm surprised that George and Max are sitting next to each other. But they were still butting heads.
Yeah, they move on eventually. At least Russell thought it was quite funny about the sweat. That's an interesting podium. That's quite unique, isn't it?
Doesn't a few of them do that?
I've not seen it before. I've not noticed it before. Apparently, Aston Martin are now 18 points behind Mercedes. Although, being fair, that is like potentially just one result.
Yeah.
Ferrari are on the podium.
Ferrari are always on the podium.
Max is on the Ferrari podium. How many times are we going to hear the Dutch and Austrian national anthems? I think that's Max's 40th win now.
More than that.
I'm going to say I don't know.
I have no idea. It probably popped up, but I missed it. I don't know. To be honest.
Well, it says 39 on Google, but that might be because it's not been updated yet. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, 40 wins, says Rob. Also, hello, Rob.
Yeah. Someone hasn't updated Wikipedia either. They are
what?
absolutely
They've not
slacking.
updated it yet?
I know.
That's just so bad. They should burn it straight away.
Yeah, and the only variation.
As we say that, someone will go and do it.
The only variation we get in the national anthems is when it's the Mexican and Dutch Austrian national anthems.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear the? I think it was from FP1. Don't quote me.
Mm-hmm.
Max was on the team radio to, I think it was Christian or something like that, and he heard a phone ringing in the background. He said, "Tell Helmut to answer his phone."
Did he?
And it was Helmut's phone. He was like, "Yeah, Helmut, your phone's ringing." And he was driving around the track. He was like, "Oh, for God's sake!" You got to enjoy the multitasking.
True.
.53 lead. So that is 2 race victories and 2 DNF differences, and essentially 3 fastest laps. Difference. Well, Pedro, we can all multitask. We all do that when we're streaming and racing on F1 GT. But we'd have to contend with the G-forces and the physicality of the F1 car, so
yeah.
it is godlike.
Mm-hmm. And the race before he hit him.
In Abu Dhabi a couple of years back, not the one we're thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
He asked, "Did the Ferraris just double stack?" And then you just hear Christian go, "How did you know that?" Because I heard it.
Maybe that's the thing though. When you're so in tune with driving, it then becomes like not something you do automatically. Because obviously there still is a lot of physical stuff that goes on. When you're so in tune with the car, the track, etc., that you can then like divert some of your attention to other things. Maybe that's where Max can do that.
He's definitely got spare capacity.
Yeah, definitely.
Schumacher was famous for doing that as well. Not to the same level, but having extra capacity where he could work out what other people were doing with their strategy as well as his own end driving. Double podium for Mercedes. That's very positive.
Yeah.
Right, should we move to the breakdown?
Yeah, if you wanna. I'm ready.
Let's do that. Right.
Let's do it. May see midnight just disappear quickly. I'll get back something.
If I do it right, hopefully not.
give him camera one of my one in just a second.
Am I not there at the moment with you? I'd say click off it and click back on it.
No, it's because I need to add something where it captures it, but it's pain. 1 minute. He appeared again and then just
I'm not moving.
No, it's on my side.
I know.
Moving up and down, side to side. Yeah, Pedro's logo is there. That's when we did the trio one. There's something on there that lets me capture the screen, but it's just not transferring over.
I believe in you.
We have lost some. Yeah, I don't believe in my laptop anymore. I believe in miracles.
Would it help if I restarted my camera?
No. It's nothing to do with your camera. Nothing at all.
I was just checking.
It's just something that I've got to... I've got a thing where if I click off Discord, it will take away your camera. Until I go back onto Discord, it shows your camera again.
That's about right. Well, I'm sorry if you guys can hear a bird fight happening outside my window. Hey!
Oh, I'm getting there.
Literal bird fight happening outside my window.
What sort of birds?
Sparrows, I think.
Right, let me just get rid of this Discordy thingy-bobby. It just appeared. Nick, it just appeared. Right, I'm gonna add this here. Bim bom, done, and then it's back, and we've got a new. We've got the what's it called, ranking system. So we're back.
Are you ready now?
Oh no, it disappeared.
Ah!
Spoke too soon. Right, we'll put it over there. Right. And we're back.
Would you like a second guess?
No, we're back. I believe.
Okay. You believe.
Well, it's the thing that was... I think I removed something last time, and then when I tried to add it back, it wouldn't add because of the technical difficulties last time, and then it just was wanting not to add here, so I just had to re-add it again and then do all the things. You know?
We love OBS.
But with it, we got it running, and we love some technical difficulties always.
Don't we ever?
It's never not like one of our, well, especially my streams, without at least one technical.
Never mind. Right.
Oh, so controversial opinion here. Bottas needs to retire as fast as possible. Bit harsh, maybe? But maybe I mean, he's still quite young.
All's coming from a fellow Finn. Problem is, you are right. He's not delivering.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a way to defend Bottas, but finishing P19 when your teammate is in P9. I think judging it by one race, it's a bit harsh. but he does seem to be more consistently now being beaten by Zhou.
Yeah. I'd agree with you.
It's one of those things where you get an experienced driver. Sometimes their experience means more than their outright pace. But I think judge it at the halfway point in the season and see if he's anywhere near Zhou or ahead of him in the point standings. That's the easiest way to tell.
And funny enough, we were actually talking about him earlier, saying that Midnight was saying that he thinks he might be waiting till Audi comes in.
Yeah. Audi's taking over Alfa Romeo in 2026. There's going to be a new power unit, new team. Audi are looking quite set to be quite a powerful team if they start developing their engine now, which they are doing. But by then, he's going to have had a stint at Alfa Romeo equal to the length of his Mercedes time. And yeah, his performance is a bit questionable at the moment.
Isn't Alfa set to go to Haas next year?
Yep.
So what will Alfa become? Or it's Audi?
Haas, Alfa Romeo?
No, not Haas, sorry. What will Alfa Romeo become when it's not Alfa Romeo? Will it just go back to Sauber?
Yeah, Sauber again. And I hope you remember this, but I called that. I did say every 4 phone. I'll pick up that phone because I called it. Because they do this every few years. We've got a title sponsor. We are going to be with them forever. Oh, no, we're back to Sauber.
Yeah.
They do this every 3 or 4 years. I promise you. Oh. Yeah, and do you know what? I will agree. Zhou is actually impressing quite a lot, and I'm surprised at that.
Yeah.
Because after last year, I was a bit like,
yeah.
Shall we go on with the breakdown?
Yeah, let's go.
Right, and I just realised this isn't in any sort of alphabetical order because we got Russell at the end and Max Verstappen at the end. I thought it was in alphabetical, but it's not. Anywho, we're going to start at the left and work up.
All right.
Yeah, I've got the results all up and ready. So, Alexis Albinus. Sounds like a Harry Potter character.
Yeah. Some sort of spell.
Okay, finished in 16th, started 18th, up 2 positions in a Williams.
He was helped out by Lando. Technically, maybe going like one proper place. Should we just start off our line of average drives in C? Or
you want to put him in a C and just use that as a base, don't you?
Yeah, C is always my he's not done anything special. He's just raced and finished.
Do you know what? I'm actually going to agree with you. I think that's a good starting value. If anything, we need to probably think of going forwards what we think of a C for a driver and put them in first and then work around it. So yeah, right. Master Alonso, Jedi Master Alonso. Okay, he finished in 7th and he started in 8th, so he's gone up a place. But again, he has technically benefited from Norris.
Oh no.
Woo! I kind of feel it's a C for him as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think we can give him a B. He hasn't. He's done some overtakes. I mean, but the whole grid were overtaking each other all day long today.
You don't have to think. Seriously, he's top tier. I mean, he's a top tier driver and he's a top tier person, but
yeah. A for Alonso. So yeah, honestly, high C. He's done pretty well, but he has still finished behind Stroll.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bottas finished 19th, started 16th. That's easily a D again, isn't it?
Maybe an E. Maybe an E, but
I wouldn't go so far to say E because he's not been off the
below average is what I'd say at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just a Grand Prix list ranking for today.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone who ranks Alonso so low.
It's just for today. It's
just for today.
This race.
So what we do at the end of every race, we do a tier list on the race, so like where they finished, basically analysing their performance in the race and then ranking them from there. We're not ranking them as drivers or as like who we like better, just performance and results wise from the race.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's just based on the single Grand Prix. We do factor in qualifying a little bit, but it's
more the race,
yeah. Okay, Nick de Vries finished in 14th and started in 14th. Weak, see?
Yeah. He had
a good couple of moments dicing with the entire field, I saw, but
like you said, he's kind of not doing much at the moment.
Yeah.
Just existing.
Yeah, Toom says that he feels that De Vries is underperforming at the moment. That is a general consensus when you look at the fact, where did his teammate finish? Well, he finished 9th. No, 10th, but he's relegated to 12th.
Yeah, and I'd 100% agree with that. That his Williams debut did make him look like he was super fast and was going to get consistent points all the time.
I have an opinion on this.
What?
I don't think De Vries is gelling well with that car and that Red Bull ethos.
Maybe not.
It's like we have seen Gasly come out of Red Bull and he seems to be doing better. Some drivers just do not work with some teams and cars.
No.
So I'm a little bit sympathetic towards De Vries. But that's neither here nor there. So
it's that thing. He probably had the choice to go to Williams before Sargent. He went, I'm going out the Mercedes boys. Because remember last year he did test sessions for all 3 the Mercedes Powers cars, and then he just went, nope, see ya, I'm off to Red Bull.
Yeah.
So
but
I don't know, it's kind of his own decision.
Yeah. I think it would have been better if he'd have gone for Williams. At least he would have been up against a known quantity in Albon and whatnot. So yeah, it's neither here nor there. Right. So De Vries C, because he's just existed today, really, hasn't he? Okay. Pierre Gasly finished 10th. Started 10th. He did have a 6th place penalty, so he would have been 4th. But 10th to 10th, essentially. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's got to be a C again. It's like, I'm not seeing much from him today.
Sarah says C for all of them. Okay.
No, but Hamilton. C's just my average, there's nothing special. He's just got to the finish. Sort of thing.
Sarah. Hamilton started 4th, finished 2nd, so that's C from Sarah. Yeah, C from Sarah for Hamilton, because he finished only 2 places up.
No. I'd be tempted to go for Hamilton for a B, because I think he wasn't I don't know, maybe like a mid B, because good result for him. He was consistent through the race. Didn't do necessarily anything wrong.
Jim says put all drivers in the sea and call it a day. I would agree with you. I think it's a B. It's just he passed Symes?
But nearly everyone actually said that's an overstatement. Yeah, I would say that was an overstatement. But we saw Perez, Hamilton, someone else, I remember, overtake Sainz. But then that was it. Nothing else happened. But like Toom says, I think Verstappen was out of reach, so that was the best that Hamilton could do in that car. But I think a second in a Merc is deserving of a B.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, it's not particularly a special race from him, but it's very solid, and it is good to see that Mercedes aren't a million miles away from Red Bull anymore.
I noticed the raid. Oh, thank you very much for the follow, MSB Life. Thank you for following around here. Thank you so much for the raid. Sorry, because I've got my alerts turned down, I don't quite hear everything.
Terrible. Terrible.
Thank you so much. Much love to you, and I do apologise.
Well, Raiders, welcome. We're doing our breakdown of the Grand Prix now.
Yeah, see, we got super serious. we were discussing like performances and stuff. So you caught me when I was like super concentrated, like staring at the tier list.
And we got Sarah wanting to put everyone in the C, but that's besides the point.
I feel bad. I'm just like, if they haven't done anything wrong, but they haven't done anything amazing, then C's my like first go-to.
Right. And on that note, we're going to move to Leclerc, whom started 19th in the pit lane.
Yeah.
And ended 11th.
Don't know. Don't know. Don't know how to feel about that one.
Do you know what? My instant response was he's gone up 8 places, but he's in a Ferrari, which should be a mile a minute quicker than a lot of these cars. But I can't give him a B for overtaking 8 drivers. That includes AlphaTauris and McLaren going backwards, 2 Haas drivers, Williams, Bottas.
You know what it probably is, and I think Toom and Pedro agree. A C.
And on to Comag. I knew that was coming. I just absolutely knew it. K-Mag, 17th to 18th. It's not a good one from him, is it?
No. I was trying to think like, and then I was like, no. Can't really say anything. Not say much.
It is one of those things. I don't think I can bring myself to put it in a D rank, but he has no, wait. He's finished behind Norris, who didn't have a front wing for part of the first lap.
I'd probably agree with Toom here. I reckon a D. That's me being harsh.
It's either the weakest C possible, bordering on a D, but I don't think I can put him in the same category as Leclerc, who went up 8 places. So,
and Riam, could you thank MSB Life for me? I have got to fix the settings regarding that because I've got some sort of restriction that I put on a while ago, but which I think you need a verified account, not a verified like thingy, but like an email or phone number. Because ages and ages ago I had lots and lots of bots just keep following and spamming and everything, so I had to turn something on. I do apologise. I'm sorry that she can't interact with me. I'll change those settings. Well, I'll lower them because I think I had them on the highest setting. But I appreciate it, and could you thank her from me? I do really appreciate it. I don't want you to think that I don't. I just was super concentrated on all the tier lists, you know, like all those C-rated drivers. So I just wanted to say thanks. Sorry for interrupting you.
It's all good. As long as you're all happy. Right, your favourite driver, Lando Norris. I'm sorry. I think it's a D.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh no, I actually thought D as well. I wasn't gonna rate that because I think that first lap incident, it was a bit like F for Norris.
I think someone put him in C.
You know us so well.
Right, what's your point of view on lap one? Lap one, turn 1, turn 2?
I don't know. It was. I think I'd have to see it again, but from what I saw, I said F because of the pay respects, not F tier. I don't know. Some could say that maybe Hamilton didn't give him enough room, too slow, or Lando is being too ambitious. I don't know how to call that first lap incident. But then what I think with the penalty with Tsunoda, that was harsh considering there was actual, or from what we've seen, no contact whatsoever.
True, and it's hard
still in two minds.
It's hard to judge it just being on a lap 1 incident. It's leaving
100%.
it. In my view, Hamilton has come across, but Lando was fully behind him. Hamilton was entitled to move, and it kind of looks like Lando has just gone up the back of Lewis. So, racing incident, I think, is fair because there's no intention from either of them, but if at worst, it's maybe a little bit silly from Lando. And unfortunately, it's ruined his race.
But also, to present a new insight is that there was no contact, but if Stroll stayed there would have been no more room. So, yeah, essentially.
So on that point of view, we have to look at what Max did on lap 1, and that was run signs a little bit wide. So, as long as it is implemented consistently, I haven't got a problem with it. But they have to do it consistently. So, okay. So, yeah, Lando into a D rank because he has kind of caused that incident.
Yeah.
Which is still better than Bottas, in my opinion, for that race. Because he's finished ahead of Bottas. So, that shows you how weak that Bottas was today, I think. Anywho, Ocon, who's Stephen's favourite driver.
Ocon.
Seb, Ocon. Oh, good times. So, okay, Esteban. Finished P8, started P6. So he has gone backwards. Perez has come through. Stroll's gone down. Russell's come up. It's kind of weird for Ocon. I suppose he's fallen behind Alonso, Perez, and Russell, really.
Yeah. Maybe a high C.
I do think it is a C, because you can't give him a B for going down 2 places.
No, 100%.
I'm not even sure it's a high C. I think it's a medium to low C. So we almost need to be looking at C plus and C. If anything, we need like A star, A, B, C plus, C minus. Because there is a distinction between you did all right and you just squeaked in. And it always seems to be in the C grade. But, okay. C, put them there. Alpine C's. All right, Perez. 11th to 4th. I didn't even have to look that one up.
Good remembering. Actually, no, you did look it up. Halfway through towards the end of the race, you were like, oh, where did he start?
Yeah, that's because I remembered it from then. Because I didn't have to look it up this time. Different.
Nice.
11 to 4th, 7 places in the fastest car in the race. I'd be still tempted to give him a B. Because he's made on-track passes, but he is in the fastest car, so we make an allowance for that. I almost caught Russell, Russell did start behind Perez. I do think that is a solid B. High B, middle B. No, middle B for Perez.
Mid B.
Mid B.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I reckon he just squeaks in.
You're so decisive. You happy with that?
Yeah.
Right. Piastri, 13th. Where did he finish? No, we finished in 13th, and he started, where are you? 9th. Down 4 places.
Let
me know what you think.
Was that? I saw that.
You were supposed to.
Just for that, I'm going to say D now.
Thank you, because I was thinking D anyway.
No, you can't really rate someone that's gone downwards. Saying that we did rate someone that went downwards. I think compared to who was around him, I think a D.
I'd say that.
Yeah.
No incidents, no nothing, but has gone back. Yeah, no incidents, no nothing, but has gone backwards, basically. But we were. Well, I know I said at the beginning that I think McLaren's race pace isn't as good as the qualifying pace. It could easily be that, but
could be.
On the face of it, no, it's still not. I can't give someone a C for that.
Yeah.
Okay, Carlito Sainz.
This one's tough. I think, like you, he could have defended a lot more than he actually did. I'd say a low C. No, I don't know if that's me being mean. I'd say a mid C.
I'm going to be harsh. I think it's a D.
Really?
Each and every time someone got behind him, he didn't even defend.
True.
Didn't try. And we've just given Piastri a D for something essentially the same.
Yeah,
second to 5th.
Maybe, yeah.
Perez come from 11th. Russell come from 12th to finish ahead of Sainz.
Go on then. You've won me over. You've won me over.
I mean, if you look at it from the other perspective, we gave Leclerc a C for going up, 7 or 8 places?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we can give Sainz the same rank. Simple as that.
No, you've sold me over on that one.
Sweet. Win. Sargent. Theory. Just 20th to 20th.
D. We'll call D the new average.
But for me, it's the same as Bottas, really. It's just
F again.
We kind of reserve F for someone who has screwed up.
Has fudged up. Yeah.
Caused crashes, thinking Bottas bowling in Hungary, and that sort of thing. I mean, F is... We have another category which we don't need today, which is NA, which is for drivers who don't really go past the first, say, 10 laps due to mechanical failures and whatnot. We just don't rank them. But Sargent, he wasn't running last the entire race, but pit stops up and down. At the end of the day, he's still behind Bottas, who had a terrible showing as well. So, about the same.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not good. It's not terrible.
No.
Stroll started P5, ended P6. Compared to his teammate, Alonso was P8 to P7 and finished on the back of him. It's about the same.
Yeah. Yeah, can't really say much, to be honest. I think it's just on par. Alonso. I reckon Alonso, if he really wanted to, could have passed him.
Yeah. I'm going to say it's a weaker performance on Alonso, because he's gone backwards. Alonso's gone forwards and had Perez and Russell pass him effectively. I'll say, hey, Mandy again.
Hey.
I think it's a weak C. It's a good result for him, but it's not a great performance. Was that fair?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree with that. We all know C is my favourite rank.
Well, we equaled it with D's there for a minute.
That's the first time that's ever happened.
A little bit.
Do you agree?
I think so. Right, Yeetie Sonoda.
Oh.
Yeetie Sonoda. Right, where did he start? 15th. Finished. Did he finish 10th? No, he finished 9th or 10th, but he's been relegated.
The 5 second.
Yeah, 9th or 10th. I think he was 9th on track.
Yes.
Pedro says a B.
But he did run some. Oh, we got D, I guess because he made a mistake like Norris.
June, when you say a mistake, what mistake was that? Was that the incident with Zhou? Because I'm not convinced on that one. He had the corner. I'm not convinced. That penalty.
I put him in my favourite rank.
Really? You're going to go for a C? I was thinking B. If we meet somewhat in the middle and put him out as a high C.
Yeah, I'll be the middleman. Yeah, we've got two with D, Pedro with B, you with B. I'll go C. I don't know, it's good to see him in the top 10.
I'm going on the theory that he started 15th and ended 9th. Okay, I'd be happy with a C in this one.
What about a high C?
A high C. I think on track he's been good. I'm not convinced on that penalty.
No.
Benefit of the doubt, we'll go for a C.
Yeah. If the penalty didn't obviously move him down, I would say like low B.
Yeah. Without knowing what AlphaTauri have done, well, they've got to be appealing that, because that's going to be points to them. That's going to be vital against Alfa Romeo going forwards.
Yeah.
Max. It's not an A star, but it is an A.
Yeah.
It's got to be, hasn't it?
Ran away with it.
Fast lap, pole position.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on.
I'm sorry, Tim. I forgot that I turned off the sound alerts. I will gift you back those points after the stream, right? I forgot that I removed certain things and then I added certain things.
Yeah, generally speaking, we don't have our redeems on during our podcasts.
Yeah, this is the only serious one like stream we do.
Easy, semi-serious.
Semi-serious.
Right. Next one, Zhou. Finished, 10th on track, but 9th gifted the point. Started 13th. I think in that car, that is an easy B. That car is a bit of a dog.
Mm. Mm.
Come on.
Try and convince me. A bit more.
Okay, his teammate finished 19th.
True.
Zhou technically finished 10th, but finished 13th, and he's had...
And he would have finished...
I suppose he's gained 1 point from Norris being dropped out.
Gained a place from Sonoda now.
Yeah. So it would have been 11th to 13th to 11th. I feel harsh giving him a C for going up 2 positions and getting points in a dog of a car when his teammate is 19th.
Would you say it's a B? And we've rated both Merc drivers as a B.
You know, I think Pedro's hit the nail on the head. It's somewhere around Yuki.
Yeah. I'd agree.
So you could probably argue he should have got ahead of Yuki. But it's somewhere around him.
But
so
I suppose that's why the penalty was put in place.
Yeah.
Because he was close to overtaking you.
Yeah. I think we've got to put him at the sea just because he's not. Yeah, alright. I concede that one. Hulkenberg! Finished P15. Do you remember where he started?
Top 10,
7.
right? Yeah, I was saying it was in top 10.
Apart from having the fastest lap for a good 5 to 10 laps, he just went backwards. Good on-track action. The Haas, when it comes to race pace, I think is similar, not in actual pace, but it's similar in concept to the McLaren. Quicker in qualifying, slower in the race.
Yeah, we got Tim saying that Haas is not a great car, so a B or a C.
B? Going down 8 places. I can't give that.
Although, his saving grace was that hell of a move. That double overtake.
Yeah?
If you remember it. That was pretty cool.
Yeah?
But other than that...
Yeah. On outset of just looking at the places, I was ready to give him a D. Easily. But yeah, the race pace of that Haas is
Tim says,
horrible.
You just said the car's slow in the race, so it's dropping down surprising. True.
But he has a history of nuking those tyres quite badly. And you saw it in the last couple of races. He's just fallen back through the race, and K-Mag hasn't. Where's he finished in relation to K-Mag? 18th for K-Mag, 17th qualified. So he's dropped 1 place. Hulkenberg has dropped 8, sorry.
Yeah.
I feel weird giving Hulkenberg the same rank as, say, Leclerc or someone who's gone up 7 places, but then again, it's a different scenario.
Different car as well.
If it was anyone else, not in a Haas, for 7th to 15th, that would be easy D. What do you think? Is it a C?
Did we rate Leclerc too high?
But Leclerc's gone up at least. I mean, he started 19th.
In a Ferrari, though.
True.
I don't know. Difficult one, this one.
It is. It's genuinely confusing because I think there's reasons to put them in B, C, and D. I think we have to go to the C rank. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's our usual one. When we can't decide, it's just chuck him in C.
On pace, he was terrible.
Oh, yeah. And a few saving grace, like the overtake and...
The double overtake into turn 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Call it a C and move on.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put him in C because I don't know where it exists in that genre at all.
They just all jumbled up anyway.
Well, I had them relatively in a line, but I just don't know where Hulk exists. He's somewhere in those 3 categories.
Yeah.
Georgius Russell started P12, ended P3 on the podium.
I'd say B.
12 to 3rd.
Maybe an A then.
I would be considering an A.
Yeah, I'd go an A. That was me being harsh. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, 4 drivers kind of did shine today, and all the others were...
just a bit meh.
Yeah. I think some showed more than others. I mean, I think the Aston drivers did pretty damn well. Zhou did well. Yuki did well. I think we have to move Albon in that.
Yeah, I say Albon come down. Judging where we rated everyone else.
But I'll put him with Hulkenberg. Yeah, I'd say that's roughly about fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think Oh, C is like the average one. I think D is like below average. So I agree with where we put everyone else. And like you say, there was only 4 drivers that really deserve being any higher than average.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, the 2 Red Bull drivers and the 2 Mercedes drivers were literally a class above the rest today. As simple as that.
Pedro would argue that Piastri should be higher. Because he did have Charles, George and Checo behind him.
Alright, let's have a look. Piastri finished 13th, started 9th.
I mean, he's still the highest finishing rookie out of the 3.
Is his first time there? Given the race pace and given what we said about Hulk, okay, I'll be willing to promote.
We had the same idea there. He's a rookie, go easy on him.
Yeah, okay, I'll be willing to promote him into a C into a weak C, mind you. Okay, I think we can give him that. I do think Sainz has had a bit of a poor race. K-Mag, not great. Norris, that one incident ruined his race, and then he didn't really sort of recover from there. Bottas, poor. Sargent, who cares? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree with that list. Hopefully, you guys somewhat agree as well.
Yeah. K-Mag has been a bit strange this season. He seems to do really well or really oddly. Just does does K-Mag things. Which is why he got dumped by Haas in the first place.
Of course, McLaren is usually the best between Alfa and Williams. Yeah, 100%. Midway through the stream, we actually did rate the teams. We kind of ranked them on what we thought was the best performing one, and then the worst performing one.
Yeah, if memory serves, it was bottom to top. It was Williams and the Haas interchanging sometimes. AlphaTauri.
No, it was Alfa Romeo.
Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri, McLaren, Ferrari, Aston.
No, Alpine.
Alpine, sorry, yeah.
Then forgotten.
Yeah, it was more or less championship order, really.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what would you rate the race out of 10 then?
Oh, race out of 10.
Entertaining.
Yeah, a lot of overtakes.
Yeah, we don't give an actual A to something rank, otherwise Sarah put it in a C.
Yeah.
Compared to Monaco, which we gave like a 5.5, which it was chaotic and brilliant for the last 10 or 15 laps, a dull-ish up to then.
I'd say 6.5 to 7.
I'll go with a solid 7.
Just above average, but not like, oh my god, it was amazing, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not amazing, so you've got people dicing for the top 3 positions on track.
Mm-hmm.
Some really good showings. 7 is a good Barcelona race.
Is Australia a 10? No. Not considering how early we had to wake up, it was never going to be a 10.
Yeah, we were a little bit weary for that one.
Yeah, we were saying like, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back to bed. Yeah, well, I think a 6.5 or 7 is about right. Yeah, not brilliant, not fantastic. Lots of on-track action, which was great. Lots to talk about. No real stuff-ups, no real big incidents. Everyone finished.
Yep.
We've got some good drives and some meh drives, and that's about as far as it goes.
I actually quite enjoyed the race compared to some of the previous races at Barcelona.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can all agree. Right. As Midnight was saying earlier, you were excited for this race. Did it live up to your expectations or your excitement levels, or not really?
Personally, I don't think it lived up to my expectations because we didn't get any rain. We got some sweat. No, I was hoping for more, but I am pleasantly happy that Verstappen isn't half a lap, 3/4 a lap ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
I mean, he only lapped up to, I want to say, Ocon. He didn't lap the Aston Martins, the head Ferrari, and his teammate, and the Mercedes this time.
And we think so, Tim, because on his radio he said there was rain at turn 5. And then a few laps later he said, did any other drivers report rain?
Yeah.
And then he was like, no. He's like, oh, might be sweat then.
Yeah, it was. Well, at least he was honest. He thought it was quite funny, didn't he? He's a mechanic thought it was quite amusing.
To be fair, we thought it was quite funny as well.
Yeah. We were hoping for actual rain, though, not just sweat. And
as Tim says also, Verstappen is 53 points in the lead now, and we're not even halfway through the season.
I'd noticed, which is literally 2 wins and 3 fastest laps ahead of anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I reckon he could probably wrap up this season within just over, no, probably being a little bit ambitious. I'd say 3/4 of the way through the season he could wrap it up.
Yeah, I was going to have a look at the calendar, what we've got left. Okay, next race is, in fact, Canada. So they're jetting off to North America after one European break. So Canada, Austria, 4, 8, 12, 15 races to go.
Yes.
Yeah, he could wrap it up by about Qatar, United States, even Japan at the earliest, I'd imagine. Depending on what Perez does.
Maybe Russell's trying to bait the others for a bit of stop, maybe. Red Bull gonna fly in Canada with those straights. Yeah, Red Bull gives you wings.
Yeah, I always struggle to think of Red Bull fast on the straights because historically they've had Renault engines and against the Mercedes power unit, which has always been traditionally faster. But this last year, that Honda designed engine is just the best of the field.
Yeah.
And they've actually, I believe they stopped the high rate concept, which is when the front end of the car was angled down, with the back end angled up. With the ground effect, I don't think they do that so much anymore. Yeah, and then as Pedro said, Checo had a really terrible performance last week. Any more of those and the championship basically over. Right.
When it comes to Red Bull, you all know who they're going to favour.
I was going to try and make a joke, but no, there's no point. It's Max.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think, yeah, I agree with you there. Mathematically alive, but
the only way Max is going to be in danger of losing a championship is through multiple mechanical failures, but not likely. That's it, really. I mean, even when he gets a penalty, he has to take a new power unit and gearbox. That puts him P12, and he's still on the podium, P2 at worst.
Yeah.
So, yeah. As simple as that. The only hope for the others to catch up is if Red Bull hit their development limit in the next 2 races, and that's it. Because of the penalty that they got from the 2021 expenditure. It's not likely, is it?
No.
Yeah, the car's too quick. Yeah, and he has embarrassed Checo a few times now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Miami. Right, anything you want to say, Sarah?
Other than that, not really. I agree with all the points that's been raised. Can we see? No, I was going to say, really, with Red Bull's pace is still quite high. I was going to say, could we see Merc get any closer in Canada? Probably not. But we can
Maybe
dream.
not.
Other than that, I think it was a good race. Good few overtakes. Still think that penalty was harsh on Tsunoda. Just I'm glad I had my fingers crossed that technical difficulties on that would leave us alone, and they did. So yay for us.
Yeah, compared to last week where it was terrible.
Compared to last week, yeah.
That was funny.
Other than that, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Podcast again.
Same. Right, well, I guess we'll move on, draw this one to a close, and we'll be back for Canada on the podcast. And Sarah, it looks like we're doing the pre-GP, possibly, well, the post-GP, possibly Thursday night.
Okie dokie.
So that's the date that everyone seems to be available.
I believe I'm available too. Count me in.
So, works for me. Right. Well, okay, Pedro says before we go that Red Bull, do you need to make most of the chances until, well, Red Bull, do you get any more updates, yes or not? We'll see. But yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Aston with the upgrades.
Yes. Shall we send a raid to somebody?
Yeah, it sounds good. And I apologise again for not seeing the raid straight away. Might turn my follows and raid ones back on. Maybe change it from you just got debated.
Might be an idea. That suits more GTA than it does F1.
Other than that,
right. If I can make a recommendation of someone to raid?
Yeah, of course you can.
Levitius.
Oh, I've gone for Artemis.
Ooh, okay.
Why don't we split? I'll raid Artemis, you raid Levitius.
I'll come with you, it's alright. We'll do the same.
Sure.
Artemis, it's been a long time since I've raided Artemis, so yeah, that sounds fair.
And yeah, to be fair, they're both great options.
Exactly. I'm happy with either. Right. Shall we?
Yep, I'm just now, just making sure I got Venom right.
Generally, that helps.
Oh.
Well, the Tomb has recommended Shadow Legends, but I don't know who that is.
It's a game. Raid Shadow Legends is a game. I believe. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I thought it might have been a Twitch person as well, as I knew the game name, but sure.
But yeah, I really enjoyed. Thanks for having me again.
Oh, thanks for...
Oh no, I've got the wrong name.
Have you sent it yet?
No, I cancelled it. I only put Artemis in. I forgot it's got the distinct bit in front.
Right.
That was just... I don't know who the other person was. Pro streamer. Yep. I was gonna just... It was so close to going out, and I was like, oh, it's the wrong person. Right, let me get it. It's not distinct, is it? It's DSTINCT.
_ Artemis.
Yeah. Whoops, my bad.
You're bad. Never mind.
My bad.
Right. Well, let's call it a night. Proverbially. And
thanks for starting it, Pedro. I think you started it.
That's about right.
I'm literally about to start it, but thanks.
Great. In which case, catch you all later. It's been fun.
Bye. See you when I see you. Gonna find my end screen. I can't find it. Where is it? There it is. Bye.
And sent.